Hi everybody, Jo here. How are you doing? Time to grab that brew and that cheeky biscuit and let's have a little catch up. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing okay. Been a couple of days since I've popped in. So I hope you've been keeping okay and keeping out of mischief. I know what some of you like. I have to keep my eye on you, don't I? Today we're just going to have a little catch up, and recently on our Lavinia for You Facebook in our group, it's been brilliant. A lot of the crafters have been swapping ATCs, and ATCs have been around for, I was going to say yonks, but maybe that's a bit of a colloquial term, so a long time basically. But we've always got new crafters, and it's lovely to see these things come back again and again. An ATC, the initials, it just stands for Artist Trading Card. And there's almost like a couple of little rules. I don't like to use the word rules, but I can't think of another word, so we'll call them rules. And it's the size. So an artist trading card is a piece of card, and it's 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And it's just a little piece of artwork. Now, you can use any type of card depending what sort of effect you want. I must admit, I use scraps, offcuts, and I cut myself some and I keep them in a little container. So that little plastic bag. So if I'm at a loose end or Mr. Mojo's gone on holiday, it's nice. It's not too big. It doesn't put you off. If you want to try out a new stencil, say, or a new stamp, it's a perfect thing to do. So that's one stipulation, 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. Now, you can get artist trading coins. They became popular probably a couple of years ago, and obviously they're circular because they're coins. Now, the other thing that is important is you don't sell these. You give them away or you can exchange them, which is lovely. Originally, they were just like a little piece of artwork that you could change with a friend, so you had something to keep from them. Now, I must admit, years ago, when in one of my Cumbria workshops, at the end of the workshop, what we did was we all did an artist trading card, just using whatever technique or stamps we wanted. And then we would put them on the table and we swapped them at the end. And that way I built up, they're just a couple I've got out of my box, but I kept, so that way I've got a little piece of artwork by the ladies and gentlemen that came to my workshops. So it's lovely, it's a lovely thing to keep. I must put these in an album actually. And you may have noticed some of them, you can get little plastic covers, and these are great. It just keeps the artwork nice. But what I was going to tell you is the other thing you need to do is sign the back and write. So I've called this one Night Owl. Now, not everybody names them, but you can if you want. So I've called this one Night Owl and I've signed it, and you pop the date on. And then what I would do is just put this in here. And then this is ready to either swap or just send to one of my ladies or gentlemen from my craft group. So sorry if you get a bit of a glare. That's why I didn't put these in plastic wallets, because I know you can get a bit of a glare with it. But what I thought, I've done these, our new theme, we have a challenge every month, Lavinia, and check the website out for that. And it's Woodland Friends, and we've got so many lovely woodland stamps that I just couldn't think of doing one piece of art. I'd end up with too many stamps on it. So I thought ATCs is a perfect way of me being able to use the New Forest Hare, the Wallace family, and I've even used, look, one of the new beautiful leaf stencils and a couple of spiders, because obviously the Woodland Friends to somebody, aren't they? We've got the mouse and we've got the owl and of course Mr. Fox. So I thought I'd just create, if you don't mind, a little ATC. Just while we're here together. And I'm going to start off, and what I wanted to use is, I've not used these whimsical hares, so we've got a set of 3. And when Tracy brings out new hare or rabbit stamps, I tend to favour those, and as you know, Pippin, he's favoured a lot. So it's nice to go back, so I thought, right, I'm going to use this lovely whimsical hare. And my idea is, I'm going to have him jumping over the moon. So I'm thinking, let's come in with a little bit of faded jeans and the circle mask. And we'll just add a bit of sky around this. So some at the bottom there. Just hold it in place. And some at the top. And again, I'm just using one of my Lavinia stencil brushes. Just want a bit more colour across there. Yeah, there we go. And again, if you noticed on my circle masks, I've put that little dot of Posca colour, otherwise I do lose them. Now, I almost want to make this like there's some clouds. You know, certainly spooky films, you know, you get the clouds going across the moon. I just think it's very bright as it is. So I'm just going to pinch. It won't harm my stencil brush, just pinch it. And then I'm just going to sort of drag it across. And just sort of look like we've got, I'm going to go for 3. And just make it look like we've got that sort of cloud across the sky. And then I'm going to change to this new colour prize ribbon. I have to say, Mr. Tim Holtz has done it again, hasn't he? Lovely colour. And it's quite a deep colour, but I just want to come round the edge. Now, obviously that that flicked a bit, but it doesn't matter. We'll carry on because that's what you do at home. And I'm going to stamp some leaves round here, so it doesn't have to be perfect blending. I just want to give that idea of a nice edge. And don't worry, so there, where my card slipped, we'll stamp a leaf over that and nobody will ever know. And again, this is what you do at home. Now, I need this ink. I'm going to put some little splashes, so we'll just leave that ink for the minute, but I think I'll do my stamping next. So I just want to check you're still in shot, because obviously I want to keep this ink. Just move that round there. So I'll use black, the Nocturne, for Mr. Hare, and let's just ink him up. So I'd love you to have a go at this. I mean, you might be somebody who already makes them. As I say, it has been around for many, many years. It's certainly lots of different, you can use lots of different techniques. And you know, you don't have to do a whole sort of design. Sometimes some of your larger stamps look nice, just sort of doing half part of the stamp. So let's just put him jumping over the moon. And again, he's a silhouette, so we'll just give him a minute to let that ink soak in. And then what we'll do is we're going to put some leaves. So I've got one of my pound stamps. Now, as you know, I love these pound stamps. Now, I'm not sure which one this is, I'm afraid. I must look it up. It's one of the leaf ones. Right, and I'm going to use 2 colours. So this is Twilight. I'm thinking with the blue, and then I'll come in with some black on top of it. This might be the maple leaf. I'm not sure. I should have looked it up, really. Sorry. But as you know, I love the 2 colours. I love to just put... I think the blue will tone in with the blue, but then the black, because we've got our main image in black, it will just be at a focal point. And we'll just coming off the page. And we just want to make a nice little scene. And some of it I'm just catching the edge, but I'm thinking I'd like this leaf all the way round. So even if we're just catching the edge, and then we'll go into the black. Just get rid of some of that blue. And then just want a couple of black ones. And so there, where I did that bit of a, put a black one, there we go. I told you we'd lose that. Nobody will ever know. But I must be honest, I think these bits are the best to see. So if you see somebody, like where it just moved in my brush, and it's like this here, look, where the leaf, I've obviously not got enough ink and it hasn't quite stamped properly, but it doesn't matter because we'll just stamp the black over it and then some second generation there. There's always ways round. Just want another bit of second generation. And again, I find it easy to turn my work round. If you're somebody who doesn't like to do that, then it's, you know, I always say this, you do whatever's best for you. And by watching other people, often that's where you learn what to do and in some cases what not to do. Right, do I need another one there? Right, I'm not sure. I don't want to overcook it. So what I'm going to do is bring in my acetate. And let's just have a look. Yes, you see, I think that looks nice. I've put my hand over it, sorry. With another one, I think, there. So if I take it away, for me, it just looks like something's missing there. So I think looking at the acetate, we'll just put one more. I think it just balances it. Yes, I like that. So remember to use your acetate. Now I'm just going to give that a bit of a blot again. It's a slower drying ink. And then just going to wipe my hand because otherwise, you know what will happen? That ink will end up everywhere. And what I'm thinking is, let's just add a little bit. Just want to add some sort of highlights. I want to just pop his tail and a couple of flicks, just his nose. Now this will sort of be highlighted, won't it? Because the moon's underneath and I just want to make him look like he's got a bit of texture there. And again, so I'll just add a little bit in here and then maybe just a bit of highlight onto the odd. I mean, again, you could add some glitter if you wanted. It's totally up to you. And again, you can add a little or as much. Just want to add the odd white. I don't want to add too much. Now, I got my blue out because I thought I might just add a touch of blue. It doesn't really show up as blue. I think the white's fine. And then the last little thing, now again, this isn't everybody's cup of tea. But you know I like my water splat, so I'm sorry. I'm going to have some. So I've saved my ink. So just out with my fan brush. Now, again, as I say, if you want to leave yours like this, you leave it like this. I just want to add a few. And just behind him up here. And then I can wipe up this. Just bring Mr. Inky Binky in. And what I'll do, I'll just put the heat tool over it just to dry it a minute. I mean, obviously at home, you'd leave it to dry, wouldn't you? But just so I don't smudge anything. And again, remember, when you're drying, obviously it dries quicker if you lift it up. So there, you've got a lovely little... Now, I did think I stamped the word faith from our lovely blessings. And on there, we've got hope, happiness and faith. And I thought faith might be nice for this. Or maybe hope. He hopes he'll jump over. And I thought I might just add that there. I mean, don't remember your ATCs as well. Just think, if you wanted, you could always save them and put them on a card. You know, you've just made a topper, really. I quite like it without the word. I think I'm going to leave the word off and then I can decide. I'm just going to leave it like that, actually. Often, you know, if you don't know where you're taking something, my suggestion would be to leave it and come back to it. So I think that's an ideal time for me to go and make myself a cup of coffee. Now, I'll bring the other ones in just to show you. But again, if you're not somebody who's met ATCs before, just remember that size, 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And again, you can do them landscape or portrait. I mean, you could make yourself a whole set of little designs if you wanted. Or wouldn't that be nice? Put them in an album, tell a story. As I say, use your stencils. So they're my woodland friends. And also, maybe pop along to the website and have a look at entering the challenge. Just trying to get them in shot. Oh, I'm not very good with this. Now, obviously with this one, if I wanted to make more of these lovely orbs, I would wait till it was dry and then just go in with my white pastel pencil. Because I do love that round Mr. Owl. I think that's probably my favourite one, although that was... you have to play that game, don't you? Which is my favourite one. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. So thank you all for your support as always, and we've got some new subscribers, so thank you. Honestly, it makes my day. You've no idea. And thank you for your lovely comments. Now you take care, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Much love and hugs from me. Bye for now.